Hello, lovely Virgos. This is your reading, actually starting for this week and running all the way through to the end of next week, the week of the 26th. This is interesting because the first thing that I get for you, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, is that I'm getting that kind of swaying quality. And as I tune into it, I see you on the crow's nest, which is, I don't know if you know, it's a very, very high position on one of the old time merchant ships with the big sails, where you could climb up a pole and you can check the horizon from there. And you're there, and you're in the crow's nest, which for a Virgo, a nice solid earth sign, may not be the thing that you're the most comfortable with. And in fact, you do look like it's swaying, and you're kind of looking like, okay. But remember, you are on a ship. You are not going to fall in the water. You're in the crow's nest, and you are on a ship. You are being held in this water. That's important. The next thing is this. When I tune into you looking out over the water, I'm aware of the fact that you could be looking out from any point. You could be looking out from a cliff, but you're not. You're on the water. And water is about emotion. Water is about the unconscious. Water is about connection in terms of partnerships of all kinds. And what this is telling me is that you might be in a position right now, Virgo, because you've got the ideal childhood and past, present, future card. It seems to me like some of you might be in a place where you are really checking out some ways of dealing with your emotions, either some relationships that presented issues with you emotionally and that's triggering it, or whether or not you're just standing back and going, I need to understand my emotional intelligence better. It feels to me like some of you are actually putting yourself in a position to do it. You are on the boat. You are in the crow's nest. You're looking at the big picture. And that's important because you're also getting neutrality and compassion, which actually are very, very connected. And you're getting the intuition card, which is saying, act as though the world is in dialogue with you. Act as though the universe is in dialogue with you, because it is. And as you become neutral, you're a lot more able to hear them. When you are in a state of compassion, interestingly enough, empathy does not have the same chemical effect on the body as compassion. Compassion, they've found in neurological studies, activates the healthy, happy, all the hormones that are associated with happiness, resourcing, well-being. So what you've got here is you've got two cards talking about the energy of neutrality and compassion, and telling you that as you hold that energy and you check out past, present, future, and the big picture of what's going on, use your intuition to guide you where you need to go to look at that stuff. The other card that you're getting here is I really like, and I think this might be important for some of you Virgos. I love you dearly. I've had many Virgo friends over the times of my life. Sometimes it can be challenging for you to express what you need in a relationship without making it sound as though the other person is bad or wrong for being the way they are. And I mean, this is true. This can be true of all of us. But Virgo, I feel as though, again, it goes back with, you're not the kind that wants to flow and be easy with things. You're the kind that likes to have things regulated in a certain way. And when that gets challenged, sometimes that can create chaos for you emotionally, internally. And so you can get rigid sometimes. And again, that's a safety reaction, right? That's a fear reaction, and that's a safety response. So it's not at all a criticism, but this is saying if you're taking a big picture and you're looking at the horizon, and you do have your spyglass there, but if you're able to look at that from that point of view, from the elevated point of view, and now there's a whole other piece there. But as you're looking at it from an elevated point of view, it's where you are in the observer position and you are more able to be neutral. And this is where you're going to get information. If you can stay neutral, you'll get information about yourself as well as whatever else was going on, what you might want to address or what you might just be able to drop. Because one of the cool things is if we find there are areas where we're able to be kind to ourselves, we can usually then take responsibility for what our role was in it. And the wonderful thing about that is when we can take responsibility for whatever our role was in it, we can very, very easily, or much more easily, move out of blaming or judgment of the other person. Because now it's a shared experience as opposed to they did this to me. It's what did I do in there, right? So there's many of these things might be coming up for you because you also do have the chaos card on the bottom of the deck. So if that's happening, just remember, when you're communicating to anybody, but also yourself, remember to reinforce what it is you like about yourself, the good qualities that you have, that you can trust, that you can rely on. And when you are communicating with other people, if you are actively in a situation right now where you're dealing with other people, and especially if it's about emotions and the boat is rocking, please remember neutrality. Don't let things land on you. Neutrality isn't detachment and in the way of being not connected and pushing away. Neutrality is being able to observe and notice and speak, but not let whatever comes at you land on or move in. You let it slide by you and you can deal with it. But it's easier to deal with when it's beside you rather than when it's in you or in your face, right? Compassion. It's kind, it's open, it's allowing for a gentle approach, and it can really, really move you more towards curiosity and away from judgment, which is exactly where you want to be in this. Virgo, I feel like, and also, the fact that you're on a ship here, my goodness, where are you going? To me, this tells me, that's articulate. This tells me that you have been or are in the process of going on an emotional adventure, even if it's just within yourself. Just within yourself. Like, that's the most exciting one, especially when you get information that sets you free. Now, my dears, I feel like there's one more thing I need to say before I end. Yes, the bottom card that you get is be fierce. Be fierce. And I'm going to read this for you because this is perfect for you. This is a quality of intensity and passion. There's a sense of being powerful in our ability to do things, stand for things we believe in. This is not about aggression and violence, but rather one of passionate confidence and assertiveness. So whatever you're doing, whether it's self-investigation alone or whether or not it is dealing with somebody else, fierceness, my dears, fierceness. Can you get that? There you go. Maybe with that, Virgos, much love. Thanks for coming by.